that you guys want to start winning like you did at the start of the season. You just said it done. But what are positives that you saw over the weekend?
Definitely the unity. One strength that we have, and specifically this season, is when things go bad or things aren't going as well as planned, we don't break down. We stick together and we bring each other up, and we notice when somebody's down, we try to help them. And I think that that's one positive and one strength that we definitely have as a team, and that unity, that communication doesn't break down. So that's one positive from the weekend, definitely.
Coach was saying last week that she's noticed that your guys' ability to adjust and make those changes in the games. It happened like she had hoped, but what are you guys doing that when you need to make that change, you need to make that adjustment? What are you guys doing to change that?
I think that's definitely just mental focus. Definitely discipline on the court, just retaining the information after a timeout, coming onto the court, realizing, hey, this is time to get it done, and focusing in more than anything else. It's not really anything physical. I think it's just remembering and focusing, and with that comes maturity, and I think that that's something that we have been working on individually, and it definitely does come down to each individual taking charge, and I definitely think this past weekend we did improve in that against Dominguez Hills, as we previously played them twice, and it was definitely an improvement. So.
When you're losing, it's not fun. Just to kind of hang the head low. But what are you guys doing to keep the head up and keep the spirits high?
Well, it'd be different if we were losing and giving in the towel. We don't really give in the towel ever. And one positive out of that is that this is a hard conference, and it's not like we're playing bad volleyball. We never played bad volleyball. There have been a couple of times where it's like, okay, we could have tried harder, we could have given it more, we could have reached higher. But at the end of the day, we are in a really good conference, and we never leave the game saying, hey, that was really, really bad. We didn't connect in this, we didn't make those passes. There are always positives out of each game. We did play really great volleyball at least at some point of the game, so that's definitely one aspect.
All right, after the road, you're home this week. You're home for both Thursday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Obviously happy to be home. The fans have showed up and been noisy this year. But what does it mean even more? Just when you have lost so many, just to be home, hopefully try to snap that on your home court this week.
Well, it definitely is a different feel just because we get to be in our own beds, we get to be with our friends, we get to be with our family, and it's familiar. We get our own gym. Our gym is like the best in the conference. Love that gym. But really what it is that it's less stress. You don't have to travel, you don't have to worry about all of those aspects. You get to basically be in the same routine as you are during practice during the week, and that's definitely just an advantage, and that's going to give us even more motivation to show up for our friends, for our family, but also for ourselves, because it feels good to have that, basically just have the families and friends recognize the improvement that we've had over the season.
How much of it is an added plus this part of the season? I know you guys are there's some nagging injuries, you guys are tired, there's going to school, homework, all that stuff, volleyball. But you kind of feel like being home kind of gives you a little bit of a boost.
Oh, definitely. It gives us just more motivation, just because we know people in the crowd, we know who's showing up, and just being able to. It also just gives us more time. We don't have to sit in the hotel room all day. We get to go to our classes, get to move around more. We get to actually have a practice before our game, just little things like that, get our bodies moving. We get to do that more. I think that is the biggest motivator out of it, just not having to be traveling on the go and worrying about getting on the game, getting ready before the game and stuff like that. And then also just being in our home gym with familiarity is also a really big motivator.
Kind of going off that a little bit, you got the next 5 matches at home. I'm sure you guys obviously take it one match at a time, but do you see this at all as an opportunity to build a little momentum here?
Definitely. we take it one game at a time, but more importantly, we take it one point at a time. That's one big thing that we've talked about. And I think that what our biggest competition is ourselves. Getting over the hump of, like, beating ourselves. So we gotta focus, we gotta stay disciplined. And I think that is something that we've been building on, and we're just about right over that hump. And I think that this stretch is gonna give us that momentum. So definitely having those 5 home games will help.
Thank you.